Hi guys, so I wasn't actually planning to make a video about this, but the amount of questions that I've gotten, I think warrants a video. So I figured I would just do a quick run through and show you my thinking behind choosing my stocks and shares ISA for this year and the options that I considered, and then ultimately what I decided to go for. So what provider I decided that my ISA will be with. Honestly, it was not an easy decision at all, in the slightest. It took me a really long time, mostly because I was trying to decide between two providers. The rest was quite an easy decision. I knew that I wouldn't really go for those, but there were two that I just couldn't make up my mind from. But I think I've finally made a decision. So yeah, let's go through what I've done. So here are the options that I've been considering. So we've got Freetrade, Trading 212, Money Farm, Interactive Investor, Hargreaves Lansdown, Fidelity, and Invest Engine. I know that they are not the only ISA providers, but these are the ones that I've been thinking about and looking at. I know I could do something like just Vanguard ISA, but I like having more options, like not just Vanguard funds. So the first thing that I was considering, which is really important to me, is the fee. So if we look here, I've highlighted in red and green what I think is okay for me and what isn't. And that's the other thing to consider, is that everyone has different circumstances and different things that will be important to them. So this is just me sharing my opinion. So, you know, if you don't consider £3 a month to be a big fee, that's great. I think it's pointless, especially when it comes to a platform where you're doing it yourself. So for me, if I was going to pay a fee, which I have for Money Farm, so for the last 12 months, I've had a Money Farm ISA. And as you can see here, it is a 0.75% fee. But that's because it's a managed account. So they manage the investments for you. Whereas if I'm doing everything myself, why would I pay? Hopefully that makes sense. So Freetrade, £3 per month, Trading 212, no fee, Money Farm 0.75%, Interactive Investor £10 a month, Hargreaves Lansdown 0.45%, Fidelity 0.35%, but that's if you have a regular savings plan, or £45, but that's per year if you don't, and then Invest Engine, none. Now linked to that, I've put in a criteria of, is it a flat fee or a percentage fee? Because I think that it does matter depending on whether you have small or large amounts. Now I've highlighted these all green because I don't particularly care about this, but I thought it's worth mentioning. So if you do have a rather large amount, then a flat fee is better. But if you have a smaller amount, then obviously a percentage one is better. So depending on your own circumstances, you should think about that. Now the next category I had was whether you could choose your own stocks. So as you can see here, on all of them, you can choose your own stocks with the exception of Money Farm, but obviously that's the definition of a managed portfolio. Now, the other thing to mention here is actually on this other row, I've put here that on Hargreaves Lansdown and Invest Engine, you do also have the option of managed portfolios. So if you would like to have a managed portfolio, you can pay to have that done. But if you are making your own trades, I've got this other category here of fee per trade. And you can see here that in terms of actual fees to trade, Freetrade, Trading 212, Money Farm, and Invest Engine all have none. And then Interactive Investor, Hargreaves Lansdown, and Fidelity all have quite hefty fees. Same goes for dividend reinvestment. So you can reinvest your dividends with no fees on Freetrade, Trading 212, and Money Farm. Whereas for Interactive Investor, Hargreaves Lansdown, and Fidelity, you have additional fees for dividend reinvestment. Having said that, I believe those are auto reinvestments, which Money Farm does for you for free. Trading 212 you can set up to do for free. I don't think Freetrade has that option. you have to do it yourself. And obviously the thing to note is that they don't do fractional shares for UK companies. So that's my other category here, is fractional shares. You can do fractional shares on free trade, but not UK ones. You can on Trading212, Money Farm and Invest Engine, and you can't on Interactive Investor and Hargreaves Lansdown. I couldn't find anything for Fidelity on this, so I've left it blank. Now going back to this other line, the other thing to note is this was the main reason that I went for Money Farm last year, was that Money Farm actually outperformed other managed platforms, even with their fees. So if you go back and watch my previous Money Farm videos, there was a study done and they looked at returns for all of these platforms that had sort of managed fees. And despite their slightly higher fees, even after the fees, they tended to outperform those other platforms. So again, worth considering. And also for Interactive Investor, your trades are free for monthly contribution investing. So if you just set up a monthly contribution and it automatically invests it for you, that's free. It's just if you want to be selecting your shares and stuff that you have these high fees. Now, the final thing to mention on here is FX rates. So as you can see, Trading212 and Invest Engine are the only ones I've got in green here, because Free Trade, Interactive Investor, Hargreaves Lansdown and Fidelity all have quite high FX rates. Money Farm, I couldn't really find anything on it again, so like the others, I've left it blank. But with Invest Engine, all of the ETFs that they hold are held in pounds, so there's no FX fees as a result. So those were my main considerations. As you can see, the two with the most greens, or all greens, were Trading212 and Invest Engine. Very, very close call for me. I've honestly been at such a loss what to decide for what to go with. I was edging towards Trading212 because I can pick my own stocks. And as you know, I want to go down the route of dividend investing and stuff like that, and picking my own stocks, shares, etc. But I also have to consider that I am a finance YouTuber, and Trading212 are still not accepting new customers in the UK. So that's the first consideration. Obviously, I want to be able to talk to you guys about things that you can actually do. That is an important consideration. I started investing with Invest Engine through my limited company recently, and I really like the platform. And they also have managed portfolios available and your own portfolios. And also, I really want to try their income portfolios. So I briefly mentioned it in the video that I did for my company investing, but through my company, I just picked my own ETFs. But I'm considering maybe for the ISA this year to give a go to their income portfolio. So basically, I'm going to go with Invest Engine for this year's ISA. Like I said, I could barely choose. So, you know, if you're on the fence, just make sure it's the right decision for you. I do have affiliate links for quite a few of these. So Free Trade, Trading212, Money Farm and Invest Engine. They're all in my description below, and pretty much for all of them, you get something for using my link. Obviously with Trading212, it's just a waiting list at the moment. They are working through the waiting list. I've been getting some free shares through the waiting list. But yeah, the other thing I want to say is that hopefully this was obviously useful and things like that, but don't just copy what I'm doing. Make sure it's the right decision for you. So take into account all the things that I mentioned. What's most important to you? Do you want to pick your own shares? Do you just want to do ETFs? Do you want a managed portfolio and not managed portfolio? All of that, consider it, and then make your decision. But yeah, that's it for this video. Like I said, hopefully it was useful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.